All right, here we go. This is going to be a recap for this May 24th, Wednesday, 2023. So let's start off with the commodity side. As you know, one of the first trades that I made. All right, so here we go. This is going to be a recap for this Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Starting off this morning, you saw me initially start off with a gas. I went ahead and I bought the natural gas. I was in this trade most of the day. This was a pair and pattern buy. I did come in. Actually, I came in around 909. Okay, the buy was around 909, and I held it through. I held it all day, all day. I did have an upper target up here. You'll see that here as I move forward a little bit here because it took me until the evening to actually get out of the trade. So we'll just run this forward a little bit here. You'll see this target pop up. And that's where the profit target was up there. Finally hit it right on this, right at 7. Yeah, that is 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And, no, I'm sorry. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. That is 6 o'clock Eastern time. And right after 6 o'clock, it just had this real big burst up, hit my target, profit target, and then that was it on the natural gas. What else did I do? The other thing I did this morning was gold. You saw me take a short on the gold. That trade was a real quick one, so let's take a look at that gold short that I had. All right, so before we get started, once again, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, if you like these videos, hit that like button as well. Also, the notification bell. We will keep you updated on any new videos. You'll be the first to have access to those if you do hit that notification bell. Also, just a little bit about this strategy. The beautiful thing about the way that I trade, it took me a long time. I've been doing this for 40 years. And I have really simplified the process. I've always believed that the more you can simplify your trading, the more successful you're going to be because you don't have to make a lot of decisions. I have just 4 specific patterns that I look for. They both set up buys and shorts. And then once I have my buy and sell set up, then I run Einstein. And Einstein will give you high probability profit targets. Okay, so it's a very simple process. Now, simple doesn't mean that you can close your eyes and blindly follow it. There is nothing out there that does that. So when you're trading, you want to try to make sure that you're trading either a stock or a commodity or indices that actually have movement, okay? You want that movement. Not that it won't hit the target, but you don't want to be sitting on a trade all day. At least I don't. I like multiple opportunities. So with stocks, it's, you got thousands and thousands of stocks. So I try to narrow down the stocks that have, the most volume in the morning. I'm seeing that we're having a lot of volatility. I like to see that movement. Volatility is something that I look for. I also like to see that high volume. I like to see the spread between the bid and the ask really tight, okay? Because you want to make sure that, you're not getting in trade and going to be down 10 cents when you get into it. So you want the bid ask spread to be fairly tight. I like to see 1 to 2 cents. And then as far as the commodities, well, gold's always been a good mover. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it's a little bit faster. Natural gas has always been really good. And, of course, the indices are always been good. Over the last 40 years that I've been trading, indices have never let me down. So if you want to specialize in 1 or 2 markets, you can certainly do that. And you can also do the same thing with a particular stock. If you like a particular stock, maybe you like Apple, maybe you like Tesla, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. As long as there's a lot of volatility and a lot of movement and opportunities throughout the day, then you can certainly do that. There's many, many different ways, okay, of trading. But I believe if you can make the process simple, 2 things. Number one, more likely it's going to continue to work as this has over the last 35 years. But more importantly, it's going to allow you to stick with it a lot longer. You're not going to get so frustrated because you're not going to have to make a whole lot of decisions. The more decisions you make, the harder it is to trade. So it takes a level of stress off of trading. Trading will always be stressful. That's something you have to just accept. That's part of this business, all right? But the more that you do it, the more you can manage stress, because you have to realize that this is a game of probabilities. The best you're ever going to do, and some of the best traders out there are somewhere between 65 to 70% accurate. So you're not going to be hitting the 80s or 90s, so you got to be willing to take some losses. That's part of the game. If you can't take losses, one of two things. Your losses are too big compared to your account size, or you don't believe in your strategy. All right? You have to have a strategy you believe in, so when you go through losses, it just means we're getting closer to a win. All right? So you manage risk that way, and you stick to it, because over a long period of time, let the probabilities play in your favor. All right? So that being said, gold came in very quickly this morning around, I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes before the top of the hour, before I switched over and was in our live trading room with our subscribers. So right before the top of the hour, I did get that entry on gold. It was a pairing pattern short, and I did get out of that right on the spike, and that came in at 10:06. So right after the hour, finally hit my profit target out of gold. So I had a nice trade in gold. And then later on in the day, we did trade a little bit of Euro US. Also traded the Pound US. Haven't traded Pound US in a while. And of course, my favorite was the US yen. Though, even though I didn't do too well on the US yen, I had a good day in Forex with the Euro US and the Pound US. Once again, these are some of your most popular pairs. So if you're trading Forex, I recommend you stay with the ones that have the most volume, the most interest in it, right? So, and when you start to see volatility come into a particular pair, it typically has a domino effect. You'll see that activity fall over into the other pairs. So if Euro US starts to pick up, you're going to see the Pound US, you're going to see the Aussie US, you're going to see the US yen. You're going to see those pairs start to pick up as well. So that's just a little tip if you're trading Forex, okay? Let's look at our stocks. Had a really nice day in stocks, so let's take a look at that as well. All right, here we go. Another nice day in the stocks. The first trade you saw me take this morning was GCT. A lot of people were watching GCT today. I entered this trade at 8:58. It was about 30 minutes before the bell. Entered on an HF1 buy. I was hoping that I could make it to the opening, because I felt that we were going to pop and go much higher. But after we hit this first level and then we failed, I was thinking that I was going to go ahead and wait. But once it came through that first target, I went ahead and got out. Took my profit on GDST, but still, I had 2,000. I had a total of 2,000 shares that I had added in here, and made $590 on that. So not a bad trade. What else did I take here? PHIO. You saw me take PHIO this morning. Let's take a look at that one as well. All right, here's PHIO. Got a little bit of greedy on PHIO, but still came out ahead on it, so I'm going to show you what I did here. PHIO, first trade came in around 9:15. 9:14, 9:15 is when I put this trade on. It was a buy, and it was an HF1. You know I love HF1 buys. Had an HF1, so I had 1, 2, 3, and I had my 4 levels. A lot of buy patterns setting up, so because of that, I really was trying to go for level 4. As you can see, I hit 1, 2, and 3 fairly quickly here in about 5 minutes, and then it failed, and then it started pulling back again. I still felt that we were going to go higher, so I went ahead and I added on right over here. This add-on was at 9:40. I added on, but once it took out that initial entry, I really didn't want to. I'd already had a profit. I did not want to carry it any longer. I felt that we have already exceeded 3 levels. I felt that if it was that strong, I should have really gone up to the 4th level. So I decided to go ahead and get out once it went back above my initial entry. But because I added there, still picked up $120 on that. Total volume on that, I think I have, let's see here, 200, 400. I had 400 shares on PHIO. All right, so not bad. Let's see what else. Okay, so JDSC, always my favorite. JDSC is, man, what a stock. I'm just making money almost every day in JDST. It just goes up, and it goes up real slow. It's just a beautiful stock. So will I trade it tomorrow? Maybe, if I see some setup. So definitely take JDST. The entry came in as an HF1 and picked up some money on that. PACW, once again, a little scalp on that. HIBS, kind of disappointed. I was up a little bit on HIBS. We started getting toward the end of the day. I didn't want to really carry it. I don't really like carrying things overnight. Because in most cases when I do, it works against me. So I decided to get out of HIBS, take a small loss on that. EEIQ was also on everybody's radar. A lot of people traded a lot of volume on EEIQ today. So I was able to catch a little bit on EEIQ. Was able also ENVB. I think that was one of the bigger ones. I don't recall exactly what the volume was, but it was pretty heavily traded on ENVB, and I pulled out a little bit of that. And then BYND, pulled out a little bit of BYND, and that was it. So overall, when you look at combination of the stocks and the commodities, once again, nice day. Kind of where I'm looking to average. My goal is anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 a day, okay? So without getting crazy, I'm not trying to trade 10, 20, 30,000 share stocks, okay? I'm to the age where I don't need to be doing that. If I was younger, I'd probably be a lot more aggressive, but I'm not that aggressive as much as I used to when I was younger. So I'm not really looking to just, have these killer days where I'm making 20, 30, 40,000. But you can still do very well just, setting a goal and trying to reach that goal every day. And don't go crazy. Start off with something that makes sense in terms of your account size, right? So you usually don't want to risk more than, 1 to 2% of your account. So you want to definitely kind of be on the safe side. Now, of course, a lot of that has to do with how accurate your trading is. If you're real accurate in your trading, you can take on a little bit more risk. But in most cases, for most everybody, you want to risk just a little bit. Don't have to make a lot. So if you have $1,000 account, just only go for $50 or so. You don't have to go and try to kill it, right? So, $50 a day eventually adds up, and you start to have some decent returns. Then as your account grows, and you can add more to it. But don't go at it and shoot for the stars, because that's what gets everybody in trouble. They have a few losses, they want to make it up, they go heavy and they get blown out. Or they come in and they have a couple winning trades, they think they're the trading god, and all of a sudden, the markets will always humble you. They will always show you who's boss, and the market is boss. Got to respect that, okay? Respect the market. So if you've had a good winning streak, you want to lighten up, okay? So don't get more aggressive. Typically, when you have a good winning streak or a good day, usually that next day can be kind of choppy. So it's just something to keep in mind, something I've noticed. It's not a hard and fast rule, so don't say just because you had a great day today, you're not going to have a good day tomorrow. You can, absolutely, but just keep that in mind. Don't go crazy with thinking that all of a sudden you've got all the answers, because nobody has all the answers. All we can do is play with probabilities, and when you're playing with probabilities, you've got to respect that, okay? So that's it. Wrap it up. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to end the week on Friday. You never know how Friday's going to go. Once again, I always look at the early morning volatility. I like to see what percentages of shares are advancing. That gives me some indication of what the market's going to do. And we'll see, usually indices are good. We'll see if gold offers us something. Probably not going to do too much in the energies. Probably leave natural gas and crude oil alone. Just stay away from it tomorrow. And but I will look at gold if I see an opportunity there, though gold can be a slow mover. So if I do anything on gold, probably not going to go very heavily on gold. Indices, totally different story. I see something good, and I may go ahead and get into it, and maybe even get a semi-aggressive on the indices, because I think they're really hot right now. All right, that's it. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you hopefully first thing tomorrow morning. Remember, we do this every morning. East Coast time starts at 9 a.m. and I do it for the first hour, and then I move over and I trade with my students in our trading room, where we trade a little bit of everything, and they have the opportunity to ask me questions, and also if there's a particular stock or commodity they want me to look at, I always am glad to look at that, see what my patterns are showing if they're not familiar with the patterns, and or my Einstein formula to get some levels. So once again, this is something you want to just continue to work with, and more time you put into watching price action and watching how markets work and seeing that each one of them kind of have their own personality, okay? Each one of these markets, even a stock, they have their own personality. So that's why it's good not to get too far out there. Stick with a few indices that you like, maybe a few commodities. Stocks, you want to get in and out. If you like your favorite, that's even better. Stick with a few that you really like, understand their personalities. You know, that's how you're going to be successful. But put time in front of the screen. It does take a while to get proficient at this. Don't think you're going to make a lot of money overnight. Nobody can promise you that. And if anybody's selling you that, they're not telling you the truth, folks. It's I've been doing this for 40 years. I've seen it all. So just be careful out there. And that's it. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you hopefully first thing tomorrow morning.